Hi. It's a little bit after 7 a.m. on a Monday morning, and I thought I'd give a tour of the things that I've been doing kind of as a hobby over the past few years. Um, I've been here in Arizona on my parents' property, kind of taking care of them and their property for the past few years. And I've had some projects over the years. Um, this is what I'm doing. If I don't know, if people have been wondering what I've been doing other than since say Hanadoki Con has stopped and we had to move out here, I've been taking care of my parents and helping them out around the property. My dad, he has Alzheimer's, and it's getting towards probably the end of that process. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna take you around the property and show you what I've been doing. This is the view from our front porch, and that house over there is my parents' house. My mom and my dad live over there, and this is the front porch. Here we have, right here we have some tomato plants in hung containers. I have one more of these containers over there in the greenhouse that I built that I'm going to put over here. But as you can see, we already have some tomatoes that are growing. I have 6 plants in each of these, and they're about, I want to say about 3 feet long. Down here in the front bed, we've got a number of plants, mostly weeds. I'll come around the front and show you. This bush here, this is a Texas sage. It's been here forever. My great aunt put it in. This house here that we live in was originally my great aunt's until she died, a couple of years ago at 99 years of age. Down here we have a purple lantana and weeds. That's a weed. These are all weeds where the purple lantana should be. I don't remember what they're called. This is also a weed here. It's a strangleweed. I don't know what that is, honestly. This actually back here is mint. It's a type of mint, I'm pretty sure. It's just regular mint. Maybe a sweet mint. This is a red lantana. It's kind of, it was cut back. It was completely cut back to the roots about a month and a half ago, and it's come back like this. About every winter when it dies off, I cut it back down to the roots. This is actually, I think this is a kind of a millet. It started growing when the bird seed that we put in here has gotten down here and it's gotten into the soil, and it's just started growing. This is a yellow bell. Again, it was cut down to the roots about a month ago, maybe. So yeah, this is our house. This is where we live right now. Pardon the weeds. It's practically impossible to keep up with all the weeding that's required around here. So I'm going to go around here and talk about all the things I've done on this property, or not all the things, but a lot of them. I put this fence in here in the backyard because my mom wanted a way to keep the dogs in this yard. They have a number of dogs, mostly they have a min pin, and they have a number of dachshunds. I really just we just pounded in these poles and put this black plastic covered metal fencing up. And then I welded together some frames for gates and put the same fencing on it, and then painted it all black and put a way to lock them. This gate I just bought. Obviously this is pretty standard gate I bought. I think I bought it from Home Depot. All of this around here was pretty much just bare dirt and weeds. I built this greenhouse here. Over the past few years, and it's still not quite done, as I'll show you. But this patio door here actually came off of the back of this house here, which I replaced because I turned the back rooms, the back porch, into actual rooms and put actual doors on there. Inside here, hold on, let me turn this fan off. Inside here, I have these raised tables, which I mainly made out of 2x4s and pallet boards. I have some more tomatoes here. This is honestly the most successful tomato plant that I've had. It's pretty crazy. It's in this raised bed that I made here. And it's got plenty of nice ripe tomatoes right now. It's the first one that I've gotten ripe tomatoes out of this season. And if we look at this tomato plant, there's 6 tomato plants in there, and they've gone up to the rafters. In fact, the root system in here is so crazy. It's like here, the plants are all over here, back, and then in this opposite corner over here, if you dig down pretty quickly, you see these are all plants. These are all roots from the tomato plants. These are some strawberry plants that I've planted. Some of this stuff has kind of died back because my watering system died one day, and it was probably from the heat, and it did a lot of damage to the plants. These are walking stick kale. Here's the other tomato container that I plan on hanging over there. Got an onion planted here so we can get some green onions. Let's see, we got some onions here, peppers, various things. Some more peas that I haven't put in the ground yet. I've actually planted some asparagus from seed, and I'm going to play with that. A bunch of other things, some beans. I got some more tomato plants here that they don't look too great. I just bought them as I do not like how this is looking, but I just bought these plants from Home Depot as is, and they are not doing well. I don't know why. The soil is moist. They should be getting plenty of sun, but here we are. Some other things. So yeah, I've pretty well built out this side of the greenhouse. I'm still kind of working on this side. This is a tool area, or it will be a tool area. So I've got pegboard up to hang tools and stuff. This side over here is storage, mainly for soil and other things right here. This will be for the potting soil. I'll be putting compost and worm castings and stuff over there, and I'll probably build a shelf up there for other soil amendments. The fan that I have up there is primarily for pollination purposes. The controller for my irrigation system is right here. It's a Orbit beehive. It's Wi-Fi connected, and if I can, I'll turn this on manually to show you my indoor watering system. I don't know if you can really see that very well, but there's water coming down, and yeah, and getting all the plants wet and moist, and that goes off throughout the day to keep things nice and watered. I also have, in addition to this fan that I just have hanging here, I have this evaporative air cooling system which I created, which is basically this exhaust fan. And this cooler pad right here, which I have a cooler pump down here and a water gutter, and pretty much what you would expect for a setup for a evaporative cooler, except I just have it built into the wall, and the water goes up there and it rains and it soaks through the cooler pad and soaks and then drops back down to the water gutter. And that's all controlled from over here. I've got this is just to control the fan speed. The rest of this, that's just a light switch down here, which I have these. Those are LED lights, by the way. This I have I can either have it on, cool, or vent, or just the pump. It was high and low, but I changed low to stat, and I have that circuit leading through this thermostat here, which kicks on at a certain point, or I can just have it on. If I just turn the pump on, then it'll start the water flowing through there. And then if I want to cool, I'll turn this on. If I want it on to cool only when it's really hot, over like 100, somewhere in the hundreds. Right now that's where it's set to go off at. Then I'll put it on one of these stat. I'll probably, most of the time I just turn it on to this, but I'll turn it on right now to just turn everything on. But I'm going to turn it on to what I usually keep it at during the day, which is stat cool. And it'll keep it humid and cool, or relatively cool. It'll keep it out of the hundreds. A few days ago, I think my whole system went out. And okay, so this high, let's see here. These are my thermometers. Let's see, 123 is the all-time high, which was actually just a few days ago when things kind of just stopped working on me. This thing from the heat, I imagine, stopped working, so I wasn't getting that. So that's why I got some damage on some of these plants, although some of it is recovered. This is my potting bench. along with some other random tools. There's still a bunch of tools in here because I'm still building stuff. Anyways, well, that is, I'm gonna plug this back in. So I can get some air, some breeze in here to keep things nice and pollinated, primarily the tomatoes. All right, let's go out here. This is, I didn't build this. This was built like 30 years ago. That was built like 50, 60 years ago. There's the exhaust, not the exhaust, the intake through that cooler pad. There's power. There's a little storage room back here. There's a metal storage building over there that belongs to us. Here's my garden that I've been working on the past few years. These mildly raised beds. Let's go over here and see what we have. Over here we have a bunch of tomatoes. Now all these tomatoes are cherry tomatoes right now. I have a couple of plants, the ones that didn't look so good in there, that are larger tomatoes, but right now I got some cherry tomato plants. And as you can see, there's plenty of green ones, but no red ones yet. All right. So over here, I got a row of peas on my trellis here that I built. This is just bird netting. I had it around, so I just used that. These are all beans. That's a row of beans. That's a row of beans. That's a row of beans. What are these? Which ones are these? Hold on a second. So I got a bunch of different variety of beans on here. And I'm gonna go around because I have them labeled from this side. These, I'll fix that later. Let's see, this is asparagus beans. The asparagus beans, actually, they're pretty interesting. They get really long. The beans themselves get really long. But right now, they're also my tallest plant. That's a row of beans. These are all pole climbing beans here for the most part. These are not beans, I'm sorry. These are cucumber plants. And I think I need to pick some of them up and have them grow a little better over there. But I have them tied up. Onto the netting pretty well in most places. These are bush beans rather than supposedly pole climbing beans, but I have them on poles anyway, it says. And then I'm going to put some more beans here, and then I'm going to put some larger tomatoes over here, and then some bell peppers and whatever else. I have a few of these plants over here. Morgan, if you're watching, these are the walking stick kale plants. This is the third year, I think, or second or third year that I've tried to grow these things, and this is my most successful year yet. Over here we have herbs. We have some thyme. We have some sweet basil, which is basically just all from last year's sweet basil plants. These are the remains of the last year's plants. We pretty much let them go to seed in here, and they've put down a bunch of these plants that are growing up now. I have some rosemary. I have another walking stick kale back there. That's a weed. That's a weed back there. I'll get that later. And then we've got, this is Swiss chard. And we got some more of these basil plants back here. And here, that's basil. This is grass. I'm going to pull that. Alright, some more Swiss chard, some more Swiss chard. This is supposed to be a cauliflower plant, but we're not getting a lot of actual cauliflower off of it. Swiss chard, big Swiss chard plants. Another cauliflower. I got a little bit of cauliflower off of this one, and it might give me some more. It's hard to tell what's going on in here, but yeah, it's I can't tell what's going on. So this is all right now this is all Swiss chard and cauliflower and weeds. Oh no, that's not a weed, that's beet. This is a beet plant that we let go to seed so I can collect some seeds. This is some more Swiss chard. We eat a fair amount of it now. We harvest it, cook it up, eat it with whatever else we're eating. This bed here, this used to be potatoes back here, but we dug them up because they weren't doing too well. This, what in the world happened to... Oh, I know what happened here. There was a plant here. And this is classic gopher behavior. See, I've lost a number of plants, and now I see why. There's a gopher down here eating my plants. Well, there is, however, a piece of okra, which I will harvest. And I will try to do something about that gopher. It just goes under there, and I've seen this happen before, where it'll just pull those plants from the root and just eat them and pull them down. Anyways, these are all okra plants. I guess that's what it's liking to eat right now. Last year we had problems with the okra because of aphids. Now we're not having aphids problems, but we're having this gopher kill all my plants. So I'm gonna have to do something about that. There's another walking stick kale that hasn't quite matured fully. This is also a walking stick kale. This is my squash bed. This half over here is all well, it's supposed to be all straight neck and crook neck squash, and this half over here is supposed to be zucchini. If I do look down here, I'll take that. I'll take that. That's not bad. I'm trying to get it so it looks like they're checking on our utilities. I'm trying to get these little guys to grow down here. There's these huge plants, and then there's these little plants that aren't growing very well, and I'm trying to keep them pretty well open, keeping the other plants from crowding them out. I'm just going to take this. Hold on. Take that. I'm gonna take that. Trying not to get leaves crossing over to other plants for the most part. I'm gonna take that. And they don't need all of these leaves anyways. So I come out here every day and they grow pretty fast. So I take some leaves. All right. Let's see where we go. So that's my garden. And that's my hothouse. I start stuff in the hothouse for the most part. And after a while, I put them in the ground over in the garden. Now I'm planning on eventually putting in, on this part, in this corner, a hydroponic system, just a little one. But that is not my current project. It's, oh, hold on. I'm gonna leave this knife over here. All right. Hold on a second. There we go. All right, now to our most recent project that we finished, or kind of finished, and I'm still kind of working on, is chickens. We recently got some chickens. We got chicks. We actually got this current batch of chicks from Tractor Supply. They're Somerset. They're supposed to be pullets. And let's go see how they're doing. This is a project that we recently finished or still working on. In a little bit, we're actually going to get another set of chickens or of chicks. I'm going to toss these down here because they will eat those. I'm going to open this up and let them come out. I got 10 of these guys, and shortly, within a couple of weeks, we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's still 3 more in there. We're going to get another set of chicks. These are Somerset chickens. We're going to get a group of 15. What are they called? Golden Comet chickens as chicks, and we're going to raise them up as well. My plan, other than, you know, using them for eggs, is to also use them to compost, or at least part of my composting plan. My overall entire composting plan will also involve worms, which I recently got a hold of some worms, some red wigglers for composting, and I'm trying them out and trying not to kill them. And I'm also planning on setting up a black soldier fly composting box out here too, and then we're going to see how all of that works. I can get that all to work together. Pardon the garbage and the stuff that we haven't finished using. It's kind of a mess, but it's not too bad. My chicken run here, it's mostly this chicken wire up top with these T poles holding them up, and then these half-inch conduit holding the top up. I got some shade cloth over here because it does get hot. But down near the bottom, I have that same thicker gauge rubber covered fencing that I do actually have going about 6 inches into the ground and then 6 inches out underneath the ground. So yeah, we'll take a real quick look inside the chicken coop. They're a little scared. They're a little chicken. All right, this is a door that we just had lying around, so I just used that for our door to get in. And inside, it's pretty much just a box right now. Yes, that is a cat carrier in the corner. That's how we got them in here from where we had them before. We have feed, water. This platform here, which I haven't quite finished, it's actually going to go all the way to the stud and across. That's going to be the base for where they're going to roost. I'm also going to, when we get the other chickens in and they're ready to come into the pen, and when they're ready to come into the pen or into the coop, I'm going to cut this in half. I'm going to divide this. It's hard to see, but I'm going to divide this coop into 2 bits and have a gate between them, so I can have the older chickens on one side and the smaller chickens on the other side, so that the bigger chickens don't bully the smaller chickens when they come in. And then I'll have a separate roost over there, area over there for them. They're not currently actually roosting yet. They're still, if you hear them, they're not fully grown chickens. They're still chicks. They're juveniles, I would say. We have a little training roost over here, so that they learn how to roost, and some of them kind of use it, but they're not quite there yet. Mostly they tend to huddle in this corner, but we're going to get them trained to roost, and we'll see how that goes from there. I have a little fan over there because while most days it's not that bad, we've had some heat waves recently where it gets into close to 110 degrees during the day. So that's kind of what I've been working on in the past few years. And I have plenty more projects to work on, which I will work on. I'll get you a good, this is the back of our house. You can see this little add-on. Originally there was a door here. I didn't actually build the add-on. It was a porch, and my dad closed it in. And then there was a door here. This is our air conditioner. Look at that bulky thing. I took that door out and turned this part into my daughter's room. I put extra insulation inside, and I ran this this vent, this ducting from the air conditioner unit to both of these rooms that I've created from the inside. My dad originally had it as one huge room. I divided it out into 2 smaller rooms. Well, this side was going to be my daughter's room, and this side over there, that window is will go into the office, and that's actually currently where we're keeping the chicks. And then the other part over here is this enclosed part over here is our laundry room. That's what you can see down here. Is I have some water going in there, and a vent coming out, and my drain water coming out here to water the ground. I would say the grass, and we are actually getting some grass back here. Anyways, that's most of the projects that I've been working on the past few years. This is not what I do for a living. It's just what I do for fun. So, say goodbye to the chickens, and we'll talk to you later.